Hi, it's Denise with Ladybug Stampin. Having a video tutorial for you guys today. And in this video, we're going to make some mail cards. I don't make enough of those. And so we're going to make 3 today. We're going to make, I was thinking about how we add things on our cards in threes. And so I thought, well, I'll just make 3 cards. So we're going to be using the Beautiful World stamp set. Now we're not going to be using the dies today. I'm going to try to keep it fairly simple. We are going to use the 2-inch circle punch for the world, for the little globe here, for one of our cards. And other than that, we're going to just basically do stamping and putting cardstock and DSP together. And then I've got some ribbon here we may be using. And I say may because I know what I'm going to do here on one of these cards, but I don't know what I'm going to use. So, all right, guys, well, let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to tell you guys a little funny. Well, it's funny. It will be funny to me in a little bit. Maybe not right now, but you guys go ahead and get your laugh in. Okay, so I had just made me a glass of ice water with a whole bunch of ice, and I had put it right there because that's I like to drink when I'm recording, because when I record a lot my mouth gets dry. And I went to reach for a block and to put these on, and my water was sitting there and my blocks were sitting right there, and yeah, water fell everywhere all over my project. So yeah, we had to start over. Okay, so we've got a piece of crumb cake here that is cut at 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. We have a piece of Misty Moonlight, and this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Don't forget, all measurements and supplies will be listed down below. And then this piece of Whisper White is cut at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now you can make this 5 by 3 3/4, but I wanted that little extra. That was just a little bit too much for me for what I'm doing. So, but that is totally up to you. So we're going to be using some colors here, and we're going to take this globe and we're going to stamp it 3 times in each corner. So I'm going to be using Bumblebee. Well, I got these all names backwards. Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight, and Crumb Cake. So we're going to start out with Crumb Cake first. Okay, and I'm thinking that I'm going to stamp the one with America on it twice. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and I'm going to get a piece of paper, grid paper over here to stamp on. Okay, huff on that because I moved that. So I'm just going to stamp it once here, and it was, you know, kind of catty corner there. Maybe we'll turn it this way. There we go, because that was kind of weird. And then we're going to stamp this one here. Okay, and then we're going to get out the other one, and we're going to stamp out with the Bumblebee. Okay, and we're going to stamp that there. Now they're going to overlap each other, but that's okay. Actually, I'm going to leave it like this, and I'm going to stamp that one like that. Okay, so then we're going to take the one with America on it again, and we're going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. You know, I was thinking blue. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this one right here, and then this one right there. I don't know why, but I just like this look. Okay, then we're going to get out our sentiment, and I was trying to think what we could do, because I have sentiments for the other 2 cards. So I think I'm going to do You Make the World a Better Place. It's a little bit round, but it should fit right there. Okay, so we're going to get out one of our, what is this, C block, stamp that, and we're going to use Early Espresso for our sentiment. Okay, so this is what you call simple card making, just ink, paper, and just ink and paper and stamp, right? Okay, we're going to stamp that right about there. There we go. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to get our card together, and again, this is a really easy one. So we're just going to take some adhesive, and okay, there we go. It wants to work for me now. It just takes a second for me to get this. And we're going to kind of catty corner this a little bit we're just going to take this like this. I'm going to make sure before I lay it down all the way. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to take this one and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. And we're going to do it this way. Just making sure. You see why I had to cut it down that certain length? There we go. And that is our first card. Very simple. Great for a guy card, I think. So just very simple. Okay, so we're going to put this one aside. And then we're going to do our second card. So for our second card, we've got a piece of Misty Moonlight, cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then we have a piece of Bumblebee, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Then we have 5 strips of the DSP from this paper pack, and it's the World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper. We have 3 pieces that are cut at 2 3/4 by 1 1/4, and then we have 2 pieces that are cut at 2 3/4 by 1 1/4, or by 3/4. So yeah, 2 3/4 by 3/4, and then 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. And so we got 3 and then 2, make it even. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and stamp first. Okay, and this time we're going to be using Life's a Beautiful Journey. I liked this sentiment because we're going to yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Okay. I forgot to cut a piece of Whisper White to go inside, but I'll get that cut. I was going to say I'm missing a piece. So we need another piece of Whisper White that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. All right. So we actually need 2 of these the same. All right. So we're going to take our early espresso, and I'm going to stamp it up with this Life's a Beautiful Journey. And am I like uneven here? I can't tell. And we're going to stamp it up here at the top. And I'm just going to stamp it all the way over to the right at the top. Okay. Like that. Inside, we're going to use early espresso. And we're going to use Thank You for Being a Part of Mine. So Life's a Beautiful Journey. And then inside, it's going to say, Thank you for being a part of mine. Let me make sure I got this straight. Okay, even though it doesn't look like that. There we go. I love that font. And then we're also going to stamp on a piece of, you just need a piece of Whisper White, any size, just a scrap. This is what I grabbed. And we're going to stamp that in, I think we're going to do that in the Misty Moonlight. Yeah, let's do that in Misty Moonlight. So let's go ahead and close this, or I'm going to touch it. And we're going to use the one with America on there. Well, I mean, you know. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp it like that. And then I'm going to get out our 2-inch punch. It is going to leave a little bit of a border. Like that. Now you could take your scissors and you could trim it down, and I don't like that as much as I thought I was going to, so I'm going to trim it. But you can use the punch. I'm just going to fussy cut around. I mean, it's a circle. How hard can it be? It's a circle. And again, there is a die. You can use it to I just was not wanting to use a die. Okay, so there we go. I like that a lot better, actually. So actually, you don't even have to use the punch, but you can if you want to. Okay. Sometimes I change it up in the video, you know, even though I have samples over here. Okay. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. So let's go ahead and let's put our card together. So we're going to burnish this. Let's get my bone folder. Okay. And then I'm going to take this first, and I'm going to, because we're going to need this. I got something for this. That's why we're not going to attach this just yet to the card base. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this one inside. All right. And go ahead and put that inside. This would be a really good card to give Steve. Okay, so now we're going to take our pieces and we're going to start laying them across down here at the bottom. Okay, so I'm just going to go at the top and the bottom only, making sure my words on this paper is straight. And you could have put this on before you did the Bumblebee. I hope I said Bumblebee. Yeah. But I didn't. Because, and here's why. Because if it's too long, you could trim it off. Okay. Who do I have on here? Belgraph. Oh, okay. Cool. So, see, I got a little bit of the world all together. Okay. It was a little hair off, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to take some of this early espresso, and this is, I think this is, yeah, faux suede trim. And we're going to take that. I just thought that was really cool for a guy card. Where's my paper snips? Okay. I'm going to take this, and I am going to lay it about right there. Okay. So I'm going to take my adhesive, whoops, and lay it there. And then take this one. Now, before I lay this one down, I'm just going to lift it back up to make sure that it is like this. Okay. Yep. Okay. That look good? Yep. Okay. So now, I'm going to take some adhesive and put on here. Put that out of the way. And lay this down. Okay. Lay down, lay down. And then this, we're going to take, actually, I'm going to get some dimensionals. So I'm going to put one at the bottom and one at the top. Okay. And that way it'll go over the ribbon. Like that. Take these off. And we're just going to add this about right here. And there is our second card. So again, we're still just using, well, we did, and ribbon. So still simple sand because I didn't end up using the punch. So, because I used my scissors. Okay, so that's our second card. Now let's go ahead and do our third card. For our final card, we've got a piece of early espresso. And this is cut at 11 by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Let's use our bone folder to burnish that one. The reason why I had the first one done is because I had a bunch of card bases in that color already. Then we've got a piece of a Very Vanilla, and this is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and that's going to go inside, okay? But we are going to stamp on that. And then we've got a piece of the DSP from that World of, what's it called again? World of Good Specialty Designer Series paper. I just like this paper, so I've got that, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Then we've got Early Espresso that is cut at 4 1/4 by 1 3/4. A piece of the Bumblebee cut at 3 3/4 by 1 5/8. And a piece of Very Vanilla cut at 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. And we're going to do something with this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to do our stamping. Actually, yes, no, I have to do it this way. Okay. One more time. I'm going to do it this way. Probably because my paper's at a catty corner. We're going to see if we can do this again. Oh, a lot better. Okay, so it looks like it's in the pen. Then we're going to take some of these little squiggly lines. And I am just going to kind of, I don't know, I just wanted to put a couple there. You know. Like 3. Just to give it a little extra added something. Okay, now in the inside, we're going to get out the sentiment Adventure Awaits. We're going to do that in Early Espresso. And I am just going to stamp that right in the middle. And then you can put whatever you want inside. Like maybe somebody is going, I don't know, graduating from college, from high school, or anything like that. That would be perfect for. Okay. So now let's take these three first. We'll come back to this. So this we're going to take and we're going to tear the edges off the bottom. Okay. So you're going to kind of go like this, and you can even kind of make it where it's got like a little bit of a dent into it. So we're going to cut this just a little bit more. Okay, and then we're going to take this one. We're going to lay it down first. Then I know that I got to at least go down here a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to lay my berry vanilla, and then I'm going to start tearing so I kind of know where to go. All right, so I'm going to go right there, and I'm going to remove it. And then I'm just going to kind of go like that. But I kind of want a little bit more of a chunk taken out of that. So I'm going to take that. Okay, that might have been too much of a chunk. Too much of a little chunky chunk. Okay, let's see. We can always take more off the berry vanilla. Actually, yeah, I'm take a little bit off the berry vanilla up here because that actually probably was a little bit too chunky. Okay, just laying it up. As long as you don't go past this, your image, you're fine. So now I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to put my Bumblebee against my early Espresso, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tear it and then kind of come like this and tear it like that, and then lay this one down and see if I like it. Okay, now this is, I need to take a little bit out here too because that's the way I did that Bumblebee. Okay, let's just see. That works. Okay, so now we're going to take our adhesive and let's go ahead and start putting our card together. So we're going to put a piece up there, top and bottom, and I'll lay this down. I was going to do some edging, some sponging on this, but I guess I'm not going to. But you can if you would like to. I'm just going to try to keep it really simple. Okay. And then we're going to take this up here like that. Let's go ahead and adhere these because I have an idea for this. I want to add something to it. Okay, so we're going to take our DSP and we're going to lay that on there. Okay, and let's put our inside of our card. I may not do mail cards all the time, but hey, I'm giving you 3 today. Isn't that cool? I really should do these more. I have mail stamps or cards for, you know, stamps for mail cards. All right, let's put that in there. Now, here's what I was thinking. I had some some Bumblebee. I keep saying daffodil, don't I? And this right here, and I was going to add to this right here, but I'm not sure. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see if I can take it like this and tie a knot. I don't know if this is going to work because I think I took too much off of my paper off here. And I really needed that to be a little bit longer for my idea. If it's going to work. Grab that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That is fine because I'm going to cut this and then I'm going to cut the back. Ow! I have determined not to make any mail cards anytime soon. I mean, really? Okay. So I'm not going to use the ribbon, the ribbon like I thought I was on this card. Or I can do, but I'm just going to do it a little bit different. I'm not going to do it like I was. So I'm just going to lay this down kind of in the middle. I mean, males don't really want ribbons anyways, right? Maybe that's why I cut myself. Some male guy was watching going, I don't think so. No. Let me put this down here, about here. Yeah. I hope you guys are laughing because it is kind of funny. I mean, a little bit. It hurts, so it's not funny right now. But I'll laugh about this video in years to come. I'll come back and go, really? So I could take them over here and kind of maybe add some ribbon this way. I'm just going to show you. I cannot believe I literally went just like that and cut it. Sliced it. You should see the blood that was rushing out. I wonder if that has to do with what my medicines I take. I'm like, dang. Or I'm just old. One of the two. I'm not sure which. Okay, I'm going to trim these. Actually, I'm going to use that one. Tie this in a knot too. We're going to see if this works. I'm going to put these just because, you know what? I cut myself for these things. I'm going to add these. Just because I cut myself. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Good night. You know how much editing I'm going to take out of this film? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of lay this kind of like this. You know what? A good knot is because, maybe I'll like this. For like a nautical knot, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. But I am going to trim at this. Y'all, that hurt. Jennifer Brandt, are you laughing? It's okay. You can laugh. Okay, we're going to put it like that. Okay, I'm good with that. Actually, I like that. See? Sample sometimes. Sometimes I change my mind. In the middle. Sometimes not. Okay, so I'm just going to set that right there with a mini glue dot. Okay. And then set that one kind of right there. Now this one, we're going to see if, there we go. Par for the course for tonight's video. Or today's video, whenever you guys are watching this. I'm recording it at night. Maybe that's my problem. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. Maybe that's my sign. Here's your sign. Okay, I actually like how that turned out. Like that. Down at the corner. Okay, so that's our third one. So let's bring them all out. So here's our first one. Here is our second one. And here is our third one. Each a little bit different look, but 3 mail cards nonetheless. With spilt water, cutting my finger. Hey, it changed up on a couple things. All right, guys. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good laugh. I'll be laughing later when I tell this story to everybody. So, you know, it's okay. And I thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.